And we are alive with 1849. I really gotta script an opening. So
theme music.
Yeah, and theme music, and do a fancy intro graphic.
I mean, star wipes all the way, man.
Oh God. Okay, so let's start running through the rules loosely and badly. This is an incremental cap game, which means that all of these shares start in the company's treasury instead of in the IPO. While they're in the treasury, they will pay directly to the company. When you sell, they go to the bank pool, and bank pool shares pay to the bank, i.e. they do nothing. Also notable, companies will float upon the purchase of the initial 20%, which I just realized I need to pull out of here and throw on the companies. There is no par price in incremental cap games. Shares are always worth whatever the current market value is. Additionally, whenever you purchase those shares, it will inject that much money into the company treasury. Make sense?
Yep. I'm guessing president's share, you have to pay twice as much.
Correct.
Yep.
Same for the last shares, which, as we mentioned off stream, are also 20%. A weird quirk of this game is when you are floating the company, or when you are initially purchasing the president's share, you actually can buy more than just the 20% at that moment. You can purchase, I think, the full 60% if you want to, up to that amount. Yeah. No, up to 40%. You can buy up to 40% of the company in one action. Weirdly enough.
Okay.
Let's see what to mention about stock rounds. At the end of a stock round, if there are any shares in the bank pool, that company's share price will drop 1. And then similarly, if shares are ever entirely in players' hands, you will rise up 1. You cannot sell shares of a company until it's completed an OR. And nobody's stock price can enter this section of the stock market until we enter phase 16. Just treat it as a ceiling or as a wall up until that point. Also worth mentioning, there are only 2 par prices at the start of the game, and we will unlock an additional par price when we hit green and another one when we hit brown. And if a company's share price ever gets down to here, the company will close. You will basically remove all of its stuff from all its stations and get rid of its trains and all that, and it will go back into the pool of companies that can be opened at the end. What do I mean by at the end? Well, these are in order for a reason. You can only open the company that's at the top of the row here. And then once it's opened, we move on to the next one, and so on. Oopsie. That all makes sense?
I think so. So this is the only company that's available to par.
Yep.
Until it's purchased, and then the only one is this one.
You got it.
Is it this order every time?
No, it's random.
Hey, Lily.
No. I'm back. Just one thing, Guerric, you said that might be confusing, just because it sounded kind of funny. You said there were no par prices, which is obviously not the case. There are par prices, but then...
You're right.
But the shares are always mimicked to the market. There's no IPO, is what you meant to say.
Yeah, that's basically what I meant. Is because there's no IPO, par values do not hold for shares in the treasury. That's what I was trying to say. But you still can only start companies at set par prices.
The par price. Yeah, like I said, I wanted to clarify that just because I thought it might be a little confusing.
Nope, you're totally right, and that's why I was expanding upon it even more.
Forgive me, one thing that I kind
Sure.
of didn't quite hear. You were discussing how the market moves. Is it the same as a typical game?
Yeah, it's the same as a typical game, except shares in the bank pool. If there is any number in there at the end of the stock round, you drop one space.
Okay, so just if there is any number, it doesn't
Yep.
matter. Like 2's not going to drop you 2 spaces.
Nope.
Okay. Well, good to know.
And additionally, you cannot sell shares until a company has operated, is the other like big thing.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is there anything else? Stock round I need to mention? Oh, the last 20% certificates, they will always be last in every regard. They can only be purchased last, whether they're in the treasury or whether they're in the bank pool. You must buy 10% first. When we get to issuing shares later, they have to be issued last.
What if there are 10? If it's the last, if it's in the treasury and then there are 2 shares in the bank pool, do you have to buy from the bank pool first before buying from the treasury?
No, it's just a case of whichever location you're looking at. If there are 10% shares before the 20%, you have to buy the 10s first.
For the last 20%, does that hold true the same way as the president share for sales as well?
What do you mean? That it's the last thing
Like,
you sell?
I don't know why I would, but can you sell the 20% share before a 10% share?
I believe you can.
Yeah. Okay. Again, I have no idea why you would do
Yeah,
that.
I really don't know why you would, but I don't recall reading a rule against it, and I'm not seeing one when I'm glancing at the rulebook right now.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's. Whoa, what's up?
One more question about the 20%.
Yeah.
When selling a 20%, does it drop twice? Does it drop the stock value twice, or just once because it's only one piece of paper?
Twice. It's 2 shares. It's just one piece of paper. Same as the president's certificate. What else we got? Start talking about operating, which is where things get a little funkier. As you noticed, we have hex trains. The way those work is they count hex edges that they pass instead of revenue centers. You may have also noticed that there are multiple types of track on the map. We have our normal gauge, we have our narrow gauge, and we have our dual gauge, which is the strong, solid white line. There we go. I got it out. Okay. The way these work is that for H trains, running along normal track costs 1 hex edge. Running across narrow gauge costs 2 hex edges, basically. And then dual gauge is kind of funky. It can be either or. Now, importantly, the R6H trains are the inverse. They treat standard gauge as ×2 and narrow gauge as ×1. Does that all make sense so far?
Simple enough, I think.
Yeah.
It starts to get a little funkier when we get to the actual track laying. You're allowed to lay track like this, but you cannot run from one gauge to another. Okay? You may put either type of track into dual gauge, in which case you are treating the dual gauge as the type of track that is running into it. So this dual gauge is treated as standard, this dual gauge is treated as narrow.
Is there any track tile that has dual gauge on it aside from these special cities? Just like
Yeah, it
maybe
looks like
some of the city upgrades.
yeah, it looks like these. I don't like these tiles very much. Oh well. Yeah, it looks like it might be a brown tile thing.
This is very pretty, but this is gonna confuse the hell out of me.
Yeah, same. There was another mod that had better track tiles, but it doesn't have any scripting, so.
Know how you feel about scripting.
Let's see. Oh, a train is allowed to run both types of track in a route, but it can only change track types at a. Is it only at cities or is it any revenue center?
I think it's any.
Okay, that sounds right. Yeah, town or city. And as I said, they just count as different distances, basically, but you can change which type you're running at towns or cities. I thought there was something else I needed to say there, but I don't know what it was. Other than that, everything is pretty much how you would expect it to work. I think the one notable weird oddity is that these ports, they count as distances and stops, but they do not satisfy the obligation for a legal train route. So you cannot consider this to this a train route, but in all other respects, it's a distance, it generates revenue and all that.
Huh.
Yeah,
So
a little
basically,
weird.
if I wanted to run this port, I would have to also run like this town or something else.
Exactly.
Okay. Weird.
Yeah. It is what it is.
And on
That's
the
actually not uncommon for some of these games. I've seen it in a lot of other games as well.
hex trains,
Yeah.
the one that it starts out of, does that count as one?
No. So that's why I described it as the edges you're crossing rather than the hexes themselves. If you want to think about it in terms of hexes, you don't count your starting hex, or you just think about it in terms of edges you cross, whichever makes more sense to you.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask a question.
Sure.
So like for this guy here,
Yeah.
you have to lay your tile to start. I'm guessing you're paying the tile cost as
Yes.
you lay it, right?
Yes.
And then wasn't there something about like you repay the tile cost every time you upgrade it?
Yeah. So let's talk about track laying. There's a reason all of these terrains have two different prices on them. And that's because, and let me double check this to make sure I say it right. If you are laying, let me make sure I got this right. So if the track you are laying is adding any standard gauge or dual gauge track, whether it's a lay or an upgrade, you pay the full terrain cost. And those terrain costs will persist. We're supposed to use these tokens after track is laid. So that's in 040 somewhere. Sure. We'll just pretend that city's not there. This will still cost 40 to upgrade. However, if the track you are laying is solely narrow gauge, you will pay 1/4 of the terrain cost, which is what the cheaper amount on all of these is. Does that make sense?
Yep.
What else we got?
Does that cost persist still then?
Yeah, terrain costs just always persist because this game hates you. Yeah, no kidding, Emu.
Want to once you've laid narrow gauge, can it ever be upgraded into something else, or does it always have to remain narrow gauge?
Oh, that is a great question. It can be upgraded to dual gauge, but you cannot upgrade it to a different to from narrow to standard or vice versa.
Okay.
And I'm double checking that to make sure I said that right.
I'm looking. There do not appear to be any dual gauge track tiles that don't have cities or towns. So
Gotcha.
No, Guerric, you're right.
Okay.
You
I was
said
having
right.
trouble seeing it in the rulebook, but yeah, that felt right.
yeah. So once you
I know
choose
you're
a
right.
path, it's set.
Yep.
Just fair. That's similar to other.
Yeah. Okay, so companies will operate in the order that you would expect them to operate. Bleh. Talking is hard. On a company's turn, it has a very important sequence of events. You can lay or upgrade one track tile. You may place one station token. You may run trains. You may purchase trains. And then and only then may you issue or redeem shares.
Mm,
This is very, 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 very important because it's the opposite of 1846, which is most people's incremental game that they first play. The way issuing and redeeming works is you can issue any number of shares from your treasury to gain the current market value of those shares to your treasury, and those shares will end up in the bank pool. Or you can purchase from the bank pool at the current market value from the company's treasury to the bank. Does that all make sense?
yeah.
Yeah.
As I said before, you cannot issue or purchase the 20% at the bottom of the stack until all the 10s are issued or purchased. You still have to honor the 50% bank pool limit of any company.
So this would be like a means to infuse some cash into a company without having to increase your own liability.
Yes.
Fair enough. Hurts the company though. Does
Oh.
if you issue a share, does the stock value change at all, or does it just remain?
The stock value remains the same.
Okay. And
Uh,
at what point is it at the beginning of the or at the end of the stock round that it drops if there's something in the bank pool?
correct. Hey, Crewmeister.
Okay. So you could, in theory, issue a share to get some money mid-round and then buy it up.
Yep. Quick correction. I said you could purchase any number of shares back, redeem any number. That's not correct. You can only redeem one. So,
But you can issue multiple.
you can issue multiple.
Hmm.
And then I feel like there's an important part of that I didn't mention. I don't know what it was.
Fine. Asterisk. I honestly feel like this will be not a terrible segue into rolling stock because a lot of the concepts feel less foreign
Yeah.
as compared to some of the winsome stuff.
All right. I have no clue why my brain was telling me there was something I needed to say, but oh, thank you, Crewmeister. Crewmeister loves our art.
What is this thing?
That's the round tracker. It's just weird looking.
Oh, I get it. Because, yeah. Okay, cool.
All right, so one important thing I should mention is this game has a single special event, which is that at the purchase of the first 12H train, we will have the Messina Earthquake, which will immediately remove any track tiles on Messina up here in the corner. Destroy any station tokens that are there permanently. And if a company's only station was in that place, the company immediately closes. There you go.
Is there a company that starts in the Messina?
There is the Garibaldi has the option of starting in a few locations.
Oh.
Thanks, Lily. And congratulations, Emu. Welcome to the cult.
What's up?
Lily just gifted a sub, and it went to Emu.
Oh.
Let's see. Yeah, the Azienda Ferroviaria Garibaldi can start in either Caltanissetta, Messina, Ragusa, Terranova, or Trapani.
Huh.
Sure would be nice if that was listed anywhere in the mod. Well, the way to think about it is it's any of the locations that is not a starting location for a different company.
Just any named city location.
Yeah.
Fair enough. This would be a hilarious place to start, actually. Like, I'ma just block you. You don't get to go to Palermo. Oh, wow. Wow.
See, is there
I
anything
have
else?
no idea what to do.
Yeah, I have no clue either. This is going to be great.
So then after the earthquake, are you able to go back to Messina?
You are, yes.
And it kind of just feels like don't go to Messina in the early game. I don't even see what the value would be. And eventually going to
$30
Calabria feels
That's
good.
what, Alan?
I mean, this is 40. Here's a 50 over here.
I'm just making a joke.
No, I mean, I'm guessing that the value is the connection to Calabria.
It looks like it ends up being pretty valuable because it jumps up to 50 in green and then 80 in brown.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Pretty sweet little late game spot. The 12 H's, I wonder how frequent it is that you even hit those. There's so few trains, I don't know.
I don't know. Does anyone have questions? Because I think that's all the rules I need to cover. Crewmeister, the earthquake happens upon the purchase of the first 12H train. All right, nobody's asking questions. The game starts with a waterfall auction, like we're all used to.
Yay, some normalcy.
I can go over the privates real quick. I've only read 2 of them before we started the stream, so this will be exciting. The first one, the Società Corriere Etnee. No corporation may build track in the Serial Hex G13. Ah, there it is. And I see the marking. Until the private is either closed or bought by a corporation. Next one is the SIGI. During its operating turn, the owning corporation can lay or upgrade standard gauge track at half cost on mountain, hill, or rough hexes. Narrow gauge track is still at normal cost. Next up is the CNM. During its operating turn, the owning corporation may close this private company to place the plus $20 token on any port. The corporation that placed the token adds 20 revenue to the port until the end of the game. A second token is provided to mark this bonus on the owning corporation's charter after the company's closed.
That's there's an interesting game of chicken with that, because that is honestly not much better than the revenue 15.
Yeah, it's true. SMS. During its operating turn, the owning corporation may close this private company in lieu of performing both its tile and token placement steps. Performing this action allows the corporation to select any coastal city hex, optionally lay or upgrade a tile there, and optionally place a station token there. This power may be used even if the corporation is unable to trace a route to that city, but all other normal tile placement and station token placement rules apply. That's weird. Okay, and RSA. This private comes with the president's certificate of the first corporation in the order determined in setup. And then I guess there's more to it, which is not listed in this page 8.1.
So you automatically lose. Well, no, you don't. You get the president's cert.
Yeah, you get the president's
So,
cert.
If you set it to 100 and you bought it at face, theoretically you've saved $50. It's actually not horrible.
And the private closes when the associated corporation buys its first train. And if the corporation closes before buying a train, the private remains open until all private companies are closed at the start of phase 12. I don't know if that's a secret strategy or if that's a trap.
I don't know. I wonder if it's one of those again that depends on player count. I feel a lot better about B&O at 3-player than I do about 4-player.
Oh, the one thing I don't think I mentioned on stream, when you capitalize a company, when you float it, you pay for all of its stations at that time. So
I need 1 minute. I will be right back.
sure. So if you par the RCS at 68, you will be left with $6 to actually use. Dear Lord.
Sounds doable.
This is going to be weird.
I'm back.
Okay. So yeah, I just mentioned how stations, you purchase them when you capitalize the company. So it's just a drain on your company's treasury when you start it. And I think that's it. I swore there was some rule like tickling my brain that I didn't mention, but I have no clue what it was.
How the math on these R6Hs work. You're just really hoping someone else buys the 16H so that you can go get the cheap one.
I don't know if their track laying is, or the way they run track is better or worse. It's so weird.
They're cheap though.
They're cheap.
Yeah,
They
they're
are cheap
is
though.
Really is really the issue when you got a 16 that's at 11. It's not issue, but attraction.
Oh, I think emergency fundraising is slightly different in this game. So let me touch on that. When you buy the cheapest train available, it's the cheapest train from either the bank pool or the actual depot. So if shitty trains end up in the bank pool, too bad, that's what you're buying. And then additionally, if a player ever goes bankrupt, they may optionally bow out of the game, or they can get back into the game by taking a $500 loan from the bank, in which case you will deduct $750 from your total value at the end of the game. And you may do this any number of times. As in, if you go bankrupt multiple times, you can get a loan back in each time.
Fair enough. Wonder if there's a strategy there.
I honestly have no clue.
I could see it. I mean, there's plenty of games where you win by taking loans.
Yeah, I mean, like, every economic euro in existence is all about taking a loan so that you can get out of the hole that you put yourself in.
Especially with these tile laying costs.
Yeah, I know.
If
So,
it, like, jumpstarts your economy.
I think we're good to start.
Yeah. Let's do it. It's 10:30.
Oh God, is it 10:30 already?
Mm-hmm.
Good news is this is supposed to be a short one. Let's find out who has priority deal. All right, Emu has priority deal. And then if we care, seating is technically Emu, Allen.
It's the same.
Is it? Where's me? Where am I?
You're right there. You're on that little green spot.
There we are. Yeah, okay. Our
Or-
seating is fine. We just give priority deal to Emu. You get the weird priority deal marker. Congratulations.
Yay.
It's so creepy.
Where's my elephant?
I'm not
What's the
spawning
pretty
it.
elephant? What game had the pretty elephant? I want that elephant.
Which one had a pretty elephant?
John Company. John Company 2nd Edition had the pretty elephant. I want that elephant.
I will have to save it in the future. No elephant. I don't feel like spawning it.
Fine.
So, what's better? Is it better to fight over this one, which looks pretty insanely good? Or should I just try to go for possibly getting this one for cheap, since it just doesn't look that good at all? I mean, if I bid 80 on this, is anyone even else gonna bid on it?
I mean, isn't it plus 40 on the port though? Because it's plus 20, and then the company itself gets another plus 20.
No, the company just gets a token to signify that that company has the bonus.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
it's
but
just
then
plus 20.
But then you actually have to run a train to that port, as opposed to before. If you had a better run, you could have just ignored it. I don't know.
I don't know if you have a better run in this game. I don't know how to read this map.
That's also probably fair. Whatever. I'm guessing someone else is gonna go in on this one that Emu's on, so. Because it's just, it pops out as being really good.
I think the SMS is also pretty good.
Yeah, I suppose it could be. It's hard. It's again hard to evaluate.
Well, let me think about it. So the first company up is the Akragas. Starts sort of in the middle of the map. That's not great.
I mean, it's like, so some token warps are really great, you know?
Yeah,
Like Delaware and Hudson is really good, but the token warp in the, what is it, 68 is terrible.
it's true.
But this at least gives you the choice. I mean, you can go anywhere. That potentially is really valuable.
That is potentially
But
really valuable.
But you're already investing 110 when you're starting with less than $400.
Yeah, that's true. I was just thinking, like, dear God, that's so little money. Okay, well, how much do you need to float? Lowest par is 68, so you need $136 to float. Which means you can spend up to $239 in the draft or in the auction and still open a company.
And then what? Just issue a bunch of shares, I guess?
Heck yeah, baby. um Is the one Emu's bidding on a single time thing or is it a permanent thing? It's a
Permanent till it closes.
Yep, permanent till it closes. Jesus Christ.
See that's why I passed on it. I figure somebody else has to go in on that, otherwise Emu just pulls the ripcord.
Yeah, I'll bid him up. It's too good. Lily?
Boop.
Okay.
You still gonna do it, Emu? All right.
All right.
Would you like to increase your bid?
Yeah.
I'll take it to 70.
All right. Let me do some math.
Okay.
I feel very weird without my calculator next to me. I don't like it.
I should really dig out a calculator. Using the one on my computer is always slow.
I finally put new batteries in my calculator today. After talking about it for months.
So here's the real question. Is your calculator a graphing calculator that you got in high school?
It is.
Awesome. Ooh, straight to 90. Classic Emu.
Ooh, boy. Is that worth 90?
Yeah, is that going... I mean, at this point, you're only getting the money back. So that track discount better happen a few times.
You get at least $10. It is still technically a profit.
True. True.
But yeah, I don't know if I want to go in that high.
Honestly, don't know how fast we burn through trains in this, though.
I don't either.
If the companies are revenue poor. Think about it. Your first OR, you buy trains before you issue shares. So unless you personally purchased a bunch of shares, like, we're probably not burning through the 4s in the first OR.
You can have it, Emu. Too rich for my blood.
Thank you.
Oh god, they're $100? Why are the 4 trains $100?
Because this game is rude. You can have that for 85, Lily.
All right. Thank you much.
And I'll go buy SMC for base price.
Oh,
at
you're terrible.
110.
You're terrible, you know this. Why did I do this to myself? Oh, I lost the bid. God damn it. I lost the auction.
Wait, what?
Because now I have to buy the Real.
I don't think that's bad. You're buying it at value. You're immediately getting $50 value. But now you have to open.
You don't have to do
SFA.
anything with that company. Just keep the president chair for a bit.
I mean, it's open because the president share is on the board.
Yeah, but where it is, it actually takes a bit to make it a route, give it a route, so it doesn't need to have trains.
No,
I
that's
mean, its
true.
stock value is just going to keep falling, though.
Yeah.
That's true.
I guess there is a thought, though, is like you could par it low so that you. No, you don't ever do that. You always par that at 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely getting parred at 100. Where are the
Always.
tokens?
Here's.
Oh, hello.
I'm just shooting for that $500 loan.
Going all in.
I have to put a
All right,
token.
so at what point can you take a loan? Is it only when you're purchasing a train?
Only when you go bankrupt. When you go bankrupt, you just get back into the game with a loan, is how it works.
Which again would be the only time that happens is during a train purchase.
Yeah.
Wait, you withheld? What?
That's how you take money. It's the same button in this one.
Okay. It's even got it in parentheses. I should really.
Reading is fun.
Well, that happened.
Yeah, okay. So actually, I bought, which means Lily has priority deal, and we are officially in the stock round.
Okay. I'm gonna pass.
What is this game?
I'm gonna pass.
What is this game?
Why doesn't anybody like AFG?
I just don't like AFG.
It's got so much flexibility.
And its
Take it.
its stations
I wonder.
aren't that expensive.
I have a legitimate reason for doing what I'm doing.
What, the others don't? Oh, why are hands hidden? God damn it, mods. Why do you do this?
Stealing this button.
Can place a tile and token on a coastal city. Okay, so that would be basically. I couldn't do Marsala, right? Because that's locked. Trapani. Terranova. And Messina? Is it just those three, basically?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options. Trapani, Caltanissetta, Terranova, Ragusa, and Messina.
No, I'm looking at my private.
Oh, you're private. I
It
apologize.
says it has to be a coastal city.
Yes.
What's weird about it is there's only one coastal city that can actually get a tile, as far as I can tell. Like, Terranova can't be improved. Trapani can't be improved. So is it literally just, if you do it on Messina, you can go straight upgrade to green? Is that literally the argument for going to Messina?
No, because it probably works on Girgenti, Palermo, and Siracusa. Let me check the description again.
Oh. Well, I guess like Palermo, if you're placing a tile, you're upgrading it to green.
Yeah, okay, so... Oh. It's optionally lay or upgrade a tile there, and then optionally place a station token. So you don't have to lay the track. You could do it just as a teleport for a station token. So,
yeah, I'm more just trying to figure out what the best value is, because actually I'm wondering if it makes a lot of sense here. Because I could potentially try to build this stuff together. Like if I, for instance, start in Ragusa and then token teleport over to one of these. I guess that's not really good though, because I could literally just lay that track. So maybe it's just like the ability to start somewhere else on the map is the benefit. I don't understand this. Like, is this company good? I don't know. This company might just be $210 or $220.
I think it's a decent ability. I just don't know if it's one that you need, you know?
Yeah. I just don't know how much value it's bringing. Sorry I'm being super slow, guys.
It's okay.
You're fine.
Maybe I should start in Messina. Just plan for it.
I mean, yeah, the earthquake's not happening anytime soon.
Who has SCE?
Emu.
Emu has SCE. I'm being so slow and it's already really late. I should stop it. I don't know what I'm doing, so whatever. Y'all both seem to have strategies. I guess I will.
Emu's strategy is to go bankrupt a bunch, apparently.
Yeah, whatever. I'll take AFG and let y'all do silly stuff with silly things. Parring at 100, so I take that. I spend 200 from my bank. Actually, 68. I have 265. I guess if I par it lower, I can get more. 268. No, I think I just do. Well, I could get 3 certs if I par at 68. The company gets slightly less cash. But I get more cash and I care about that. Whatever, I'm just gonna try it. I'm gonna par at 68. And I'm gonna buy a third one. I'm going to 1, 2, 3. Yep, I am just shy of getting a fourth. Sad. All right, that's me.
Did you
I have not paid the 40 or put the money in yet. So
No, I wanted to make sure you didn't pay 200 and then forget to take it back.
I did not.
Okay.
I did not start with that much money. 1, 2, 3, and I guess I immediately have to choose a place to start, and
Yeah.
that's terrifying. Why? All of the towns are only narrow gauge or standard gauge. That sucks. Maybe I should go to Caltanissetta in the hopes that someone else comes and joins up with me. It's a thought. I have to pay the. I just lay the token, right? I'm not laying tile at
Yeah,
this
you just
point.
lay the token, and all your tokens are prepaid for.
Yep. Yeah, I have special powers that let me teleport elsewhere. What can go wrong?
What can go wrong? All right, your turn's done.
Yes.
I have no clue what the fuck I'm doing.
You know what? No. I'm just this was dumb. What am I trying to do? Just ignore everything. Continue on your way. I'm just fixing this because I'm an idiot.
Got 160 in the treasury. I have no clue how to play this game. No friggin' clue. This is my one problem with incremental cap games is you have to have plans in advance. You can't just like par the company and then figure things out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why I was like, I'm probably hurting myself a lot if I set the par price low.
Yeah. I'm gonna pass. I don't know what I'm doing.
I mean, you've got a lot of cash.
I mean, what am I gonna do? Par another company?
I mean, you could, or you could just dump $200 into your company. Man, that private's actually. We probably should have bid that up. That seems too powerful that you just can start with 4 shares at 100.
Let me think. Hold on. So here's the question: do I attempt to purchase the Real Societe d'Affaires? I don't know how to say that shit. Do I attempt to not have a route long enough to be able to buy privates in? There's no way that happens. That's a pipe dream.
What do you mean? Just issue a bunch of shares and then buy it in on the next OR?
No, on the first purchase of a train by my company, it closes it.
Again, this 1 OR. Just go 1 OR without a train. I mean, that said, like I think I don't think you're really supposed to get to buy it in.
I agree.
Like you've already gotten stupid value out of it. We made a mistake in giving that to you for base cost. / I made a mistake. Because really, that was on me.
Nah, I blame emo.
Probably.
Well, cause like if Alan had bid it, then Guerric just bought the other one for face, and then Alan would have gotten it. So like it's not really.
Wait, why am I putting stuff in front of me? I made a table so we could put stuff behind us.
Because you're silly.
I am silly.
I don't particularly mind it being further up, but
No, I prefer it in front, but there's not enough room for everyone to do that for all the companies. Oh, maybe there is.
Especially not me. There's some art right here.
you can lay it on top of the art.
No, I can't cover up the beautiful art.
I did a gasp and I choked on spit. I am super tempted to par Hacienda right now, which is the stupidest friggin' thing. Or sorry, the Archimede apparently is what people call it.
Should definitely do that. This is not a game you play to win.
I'm gonna try it.
God damn it.
Oh,
You're the
'cause-
worst. I
Because you
wanted
had the
that.
port. Yeah.
That's fine. I just wanted that.
All right.
To the art.
We're making all types of bad decisions.
This was supposed to be a
Alright.
sun. I don't think it looks like a sun.
It's close enough. We know what you mean. And it's beautiful.
I love how your art matches the priority deal marker.
Oh God.
No, Lily, don't do it.
No, yeah, I'm barring the next one. Guerric took the one I wanted, so I'll deal with this nonsense.
Interesting. It is SR1. Possibly 5 companies on the board. Wonder how common that is.
It's not that uncommon, but I think Guerric parred weird.
I think Guerric has potentially bitten off more than he can chew. I don't know how he's.
Oh,
how
I
he's
definitely
gonna
have.
support both of these.
I definitely have. It's gonna be great.
Bankruptcy with a $500 loan. That is the support right there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't close the company, right? So like, being able to just buy a train regardless.
What you think, Emu?
Well, I guess I'll get that company.
Me and Emu were on the same wavelength, but then Guerric just came in and messed everything up.
Yeah, it would have worked out perfectly.
I know, right?
Ruin. Oh.
I can't let you guys get what you
See,
want.
The beauty of it is, if I had passed, Garrett could have just then passed, and then he would have been the only one with a company.
It's also possible. But I just refuse to not pass sometimes.
All right. Are we all passing then? Because oh no, Lily
I'm
can
still
buy a
buying
share.
s-
Yeah.
I'm still buying shit. Alright,
What are you
well, since...
gonna buy shares in somebody else's?
No, I'm buying my own.
Like, is there an investor strat in this?
Yeah,
Because you're
there is
just
definitely an
feeding
investor
somebody.
There's a definitely investor strat in this game. Okay. I just ran my stuff because I figured nobody else was doing anything because you can't sell.
Yeah. All right. So priority deal will pass to Emu.
Emu, put your token out.
Oh, yeah, y'all put out your tokens and stuff. Oh, what did you par at, Emu? 100?
Yeah, 100.
Okay, end of the stock round. Nothing rises, nothing falls. So we go into our first operating round. Oh, I see. The blue's the stock round. So it had us in the wrong spot. Okay. First up to operate is Akragas. Akragas will lay track. Let's do That for 40, I think. Oh, that doesn't work. I need city. What am I doing? What am I doing? Yeah.
No, you've also got all these other options.
Yeah, I know. My brain was just like, where'd the city go? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's no city track that allows you to do just one type of track. All of them have a combo, so you have to make multiple decisions.
Multiple decisions? What is this?
This is how we break you.
Correct. Yep, we'll do it like that. That seems not stupid to me. Oh, that's stupid.
So the yellow cities, because they all have standard gauge, you're forced to pay the top price, correct?
Yep. Which, speaking of, that was 40. So my company needs to pay $40.
So if I lay tile, I will be forced to spend $100 on a train,
Oh, we didn't pay
and I will
privates.
immediately have to take a loan.
Wait, what? If you
Oh,
buy
wait,
a
no,
train, you can't take a loan because you have a train.
I'm
The only
saying if I lay it,
God.
if,
Oh, I see
alright,
what you're saying.
so wait,
Yeah, I got you.
do you take a loan if you emergency fundraise regardless, or is it only if you can't meet the value from your personal cost? Cash.
It's only if you can't meet the value. It's when you go bankrupt because you can't fund the train.
So I can do it. It's just going to cost me an extra 20, like a chump.
Okay. I laid track. I paid for it. I don't lay a station token. I failed to run, I think is the next step. Yep. There we go. Failed to run. I may purchase trains. I will decline. And then I can perform financial activities.
Issue all the shares.
Definitely issuing one. Crewmeister, in this game, the train costs don't go away. They stick around because the game hates us. Actually, do I even need to issue that much? Got 120. I should think about trains. Two seems like a decent number. Or I could go crazy.
Is it a decent number?
I have no clue. I have zero clue. Let's make it.
I'm the only one who has a slight idea.
Let's make it 3. $390. Oof, we got money, baby. Nothing bad could possibly happen from this. Yeah, we will leave it at that. So next company up is Red.
Red doesn't know what to do.
Me neither.
Red is regretting his starting location, actually.
I laid track towards you in a sign of goodwill.
Yeah.
I'm also okay with
thanks
you changing
for,
it.
Thank you for sending this terrible narrow gauge track towards me.
It's cheaper.
Yay! The only thing I can do is run in two spots. Great. Yeah. I think I would have been better going to Terra Nova, and I'm regretting that I didn't do that. Would it have changed what you did if I wasn't there, Guerric?
I probably just would have gone in a different direction.
It's fine. We can leave it. I'll.
No, Emu. That you want to play 1841 if you want to do that. By the same designer, actually.
Beautiful.
This game's actually kind of like an introduction to 1841.
I feel like there was another game I was playing that let me do that. That wasn't 41.
That had companies buying other companies' shares?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck it was.
Like maybe CO? But I'm pretty sure I'd have heard about that if CO did that.
Oh, this is weird. There's only tridents and Ks? Oh no, there are X's as well. Oh, okay.
It is CO.
It's CO?
Mm-hmm.
How have I not heard about that?
It might be a weird thing where it's like not actually buying stuff. I'm not actually sure how that got into that company, if I'm being perfectly honest. The amount I pay attention is quite great.
Oh, there it is. So I could do that, I guess. Except that's not actually good for me. Yeah, this was a really stupid place to start, and I'm significantly regretting it. I might just not lay tile. Yeah,
You're just not gonna lay anything?
I'm just gonna not lay a tile. Similarly, I am thinking I probably am not gonna lay track either. Or not gonna buy a train either.
What are we doing, guys?
I agree with Crewmeister now that this channel should be called "We Are Making All Sorts of Bad Decisions."
Well, do I buy a 4H? I mean, I guess buying one is probably correct. Probably should at least buy one. Gosh, I'm just regretting my starting location so much. I feel like I'm.
I mean, if you want to
dead in the
change it,
water
I
for
can.
Yeah, you can totally change it. We can.
I'll just lay
It's
it.
not like it's been that long.
Yeah, I'll
Eric
just
relay his track.
I'll
That's
just
fine.
yeah, I'll lay a different track. It's no big deal.
If you're willing to let me retro that, I do feel like this would have been by far the better choice.
Sure.
That's completely fine.
Okay. I'll let Garrett choose his track and then I'll.
This is a learning game. We don't want to have any permanent decisions. I feel like you're going to be in a terrible position.
I
At
appreciate
least
that.
I don't.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
I'm thinking about it real quick. 2, 3, 4.
What? Why are you thinking about things?
Because the game just changed.
Thinking about things and
Actually,
stuff.
maybe I do still head to Cotanacetta. Nah, maybe. No, I got it. I got it.
Got it.
I got it. Nope.
Into the water.
That's the plan, baby. No, we're doing this.
Beauty. going to Palermo
Palermo or bust, baby.
very slowly with your narrow gauge track.
Yep.
That is the long game. That's like I'm planning for this 12H train I'm gonna get.
I'm just gonna cut across the map.
Too bad that this is standard gauge track.
Oh fuck, you're right.
It upgraded to by the time we get to 12H, it can go to dual.
No, hold on.
You can just go through a Corleone and switch there.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that.
Well,
It's
do
true.
the green towns let you change the track type? They do.
Yes, they do.
Okay.
They have a track type switch for green.
All right, new plan.
Same plan.
Ah, yes. We'll just switch up there.
All
I
right.
see.
Well,
Okay, I know this is not important at all, but I really appreciate how these tiles are laid to make this the prettiest thing.
Oh yeah, I was messing around with that when you were pulling it up.
I really like it, so I needed to point it out because it's making me
so what makes me happy is how this is now a free track lay, and it's just great. I don't know why I ever thought this wasn't just the best place to go to. That was stupid.
I had no clue what you were doing over in Kiltana Seta, but I wasn't going to complain.
Yeah, I mean,
Can I complain?
well, my thought was with SMS, I could just warp over to Palermo, and then somebody else might eventually build towards me, and I'd just get a free token out in the middle of nowhere. But I'm realizing how slowly the trains are gonna go
Hmm.
in the early part of the game, and I'm like, I don't think that's gonna work. Anyways, continuing the game feels like a good choice. I will not operate. I will move my thing backwards. And then how in the hell do I get cash? I need to buy a 4H train.
Just issue all the shares, baby.
Wait, where do I put my train?
Well, first off, that's my company.
Just put
Just
it.
don't worry about it.
Just put it near the company, I guess.
I will be surprised if we finish this game.
We might have to do a split session.
Turns out when you
Coming
play a
back on
game
Thursday.
that's not an 1830 style, it takes time to adapt. Who would have thought?
All right.
Also, when you start the teach at 9:45 and start the game at 10:30, and
How many shares do I issue?
All of them.
So here's the question. Do I try to issue enough shares to buy in my private, or is that a terrible idea?
You can't do it yet because we haven't hit the green phase, but you definitely
Well, I mean,
Yes,
issue all of
we-
them.
you can't buy them in during the yellow phase in this game.
Nope. See, it's right here.
Thank you.
yeah. Actually, oh gosh, this feels weird. I think I'm just not going to issue shares for the moment. Cause
That's fair. You bought a train. I had to do it because I'm going to just keep dropping in price,
Yeah.
but
Well, and also I can lay a bunch of coastal track that doesn't cost anything.
yeah.
So, why? Yeah, I pass. I'm not issuing any shares right now.
Okay. Oh, you moved the wrong company token, didn't you? Yeah, you moved the yellow one and not the red one.
I mean, the yellow one's going there too.
Yeah, it's true. I just want to maintain order. Which floated first? Green floated before yellow, right?
No, I think it was.
Yeah,
no, it was the
because
other way around.
it was yellow before green. Because I bought.
Oh, sorry, no, yeah. It was it's green, blue, yellow.
Yeah. Okay, so green operates. I'll just move it. I'll move both their stock prices now. Green operates. It's going to lay the only track that makes sense.
What?
Whoop whoop. For 40. And why not? Let's lay a token. Two, three, four. 1, 2. Terra Nova.
How am I at $105?
I have no clue. Private's paid, if that's it.
Did they pay? I see privates paid twice
They paid twice?
in the log.
Yeah, I see it too. They paid out before SFA did things, and then after as well. So everybody just subtract one of your privates.
Yeah. I wonder if someone accidentally hit it because it's a hidden button in like this zone.
But
Probably.
It's the.
that's so
It's so dumb.
terrible.
Don't
I
touch
know.
it. Just
I know.
Don't touch it.
So yeah, just pay one payment of revenue back to the bank. All right. Green buys a train for $100.
Is
And
it
then
ridiculous that I'm like, yes, I didn't have to spend $200 on a train.
and then green is going to not issue. It's good. Yeah. So yellow's up. Emu.
Yes, yellow. It's gonna do something. So I assume that you can't cross the black lines, right?
Correct. You cannot lay track into them. You cannot cross them. What are we looking at, Lily?
Oh no, I just thought that was an accident.
And then we will spend $100 or 100 lira to get a 4H.
Ooh, making me think of my Eastern Europe days. I think I might have some liras laying around in a drawer somewhere.
Ooh, baby. I'm glad I'm not the only one who's being stupid.
Yeah, we'll send 3 shares to the.
I mean, I feel like Emu's in a spot where he doesn't have much more he can do. He's already connected to the things he can connect to.
Yeah. All right. Yellow done?
Yep.
Blue.
Blue panics. Oh wait, no.
What does Syracuse upgrade to? Does it get much better? Oh man, it really doesn't. That's a weird spot.
Oh, I didn't mention this, but any of the cities that have 3 different colors of like 3 different revenues on them, they change with the phases. Yellow,
should
green,
be-
brown.
Yeah, instead of white, gray,
Yeah.
black.
Yeah, I have no clue why those are those colors. That's an awful graphic design choice. This is not the official map, if that was not obvious. Did you buy a train? You're not buying a train?
I can't. Oh wait, I can. There's a train here.
Yes.
Why did I feel like there? Okay, wait. Actually, let me undo that then.
Because purple chose not to buy a train.
Yeah, my brain was being really dumb for some reason.
Purple was holding out specifically for a 6H train, I'm pretty sure.
What? What would make you think that?
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I'll buy it. I'll buy it.
Maybe I should have issued shares.
And then you're gonna issue shares, Lily?
No.
Oh, okay. So that is the operating round. We go back to a stock round. Priority deals with Emu.
Oh wait, actually, is it okay if I issue 1 share?
Sure. Go for it.
No, actually, never mind. Nah. No, I'm not gonna do it. Just, like, I just am gonna continue being dumb.
Okay.
Oh, with $80, there's not that much I can do.
You could buy a share of Lily's company.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Lily's company's terrible. Although if you buy a share of it, that makes Lily's company better. So
It's true.
Yeah,
Lily's company would be happy with that.
there's an interesting inverse relationship there. Like,
It's especially weird because
although,
you help the company now,
actually,
but you're also limiting the company's long-term potential because it no longer has a share that it can issue or buy at
yeah,
a higher stock price.
that's what I'm wondering. Like, it's only $59 a share, and it looks like Lily did not issue shares.
Nope. Calculated. Poorly.
Y'all are calculating things?
Poorly. Or more accurately, inaccurately.
What?
I'm just being a goof.
That's allowed.
I don't know.
The danger with Lily's company, though, is I don't know where it's going.
It wants.
Neither does Lily.
I mean, it wants to hook into Terra Nova, but it's got to pay $160 for that.
Well, but it can't because it's standard gauge to narrow gauge.
There's a town there, so at the very least, it can lay like
all of the
this and then upgrade it to a green later. Because the
I
greens
guess
change.
that's what. And then I guess at the very least, it can run the $50 route. I guess it's not too bad. Yep. Come join me at Terra Nova. You can't go through it because it's already been tokened.
Yeah, I think actually I'm just gonna pass.
Alan?
I mean, it does help Lily, but, well, actually, the thing is Lily does not have enough money
To lay that.
to lay that track.
Lily's just going all over the place.
Unless we give her the cash to do it, which means if I buy a share, it's at a huge risk. What would at least 2 people have to buy a share to make it work?
Yeah.
But then the second person is kind of motivated to buy it. But I guess the second person would only be you, Emu.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, I
poor.
mean, hey, if you buy it, I'll buy it.
I'm gonna need that in a pinky promise.
I think you mean a promise cube?
Mm,
You can have a. I'll give you this banana.
like actually, in reality, though, I could buy it and then sell it if you don't buy it, because it has operated.
That is true.
So it's not as bad as yeah. Let me see here. It would earn me potentially $5. That's more than I have now. Oh, this feels like a game of poor choices. I love it. Yeah, I'll buy one for $59.
I don't have money, so I will pass. Unfortunately,
I pass.
I'd love to buy something.
Yeah, I pass.
All right, I will buy 1 share in Lily's company. Because buying banana is my word.
I love it. I will pass.
I'm kind of
Let me
tempted to
make sure
just sell it though.
did you yeah, let me.
Yeah.
I recommend y'all both sell it, and then I can buy one and sell it, and then her company will just close soon.
Well, why?
I don't know, because it's something we can do.
I'll just
I think you're
for
just
it.
I think you're
Go
just trying to
for
get
it.
us to both sell it so that you have enough money to buy one.
Yes, this is true.
Anyways, moving on. Also, that would be hella mean in
It
a
would
game
be.
where money is this tight.
It would be.
No, that's fine. Do whatever makes you feel happy. The only one
that-
who has any real consequences is Guerric.
Couch.
You're out of town. I sleep where I want.
Oh man, there's only actually 3 certs of that company left to buy. Wow.
Oh, that means there's actually
that's-
only 2, because then one's a 20%.
Yeah, I was just the timing of that's gonna be weird. Also, Lily's company is earning almost nothing when it runs now.
At least it's earning
So that means
something.
there's still 3 shares of this company left. It means there's 40% left here.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that 20%'s
Yeah, I know.
wonky. Is everyone passing?
I'm on pass.
Yep.
And Squeemu bought the last one, so
Yep. So priority deal goes to you. At the end of the stock round, both purple and yellow will drop 1 space on the stock market. And
the
then
horrible thing about
Free
that
phone.
is that means you're not buying a train until after
you
I've operated.
almost
Good
like I
thing
planned
I
it.
didn't issue shares.
All right, we move on to the operating round. Privates pay. Let me find this hidden button here. Bam.
Boom.
First up will be red.
Man, I'm first. All right.
Sucks to suck.
See, I don't know if I want to lay this track just to help you. I don't get anything out of it if I do that.
You get happiness in your heart.
So happy. This is weird, as I feel like most games, if you fail to lay a track, you really fall behind, but I just don't see how that ever helps me. If I don't lay it, what can I do? I can run 20, 30, 50 as opposed to 60 later. Yeah, I think I don't lay a track. I don't token. I run my train for $50. Is this scripted to do the thing correctly?
Which thing correctly?
If I type $50 in here, will it pay it out to the right people?
It should.
Because the only options are withhold and send to bank.
You make a very good point.
This is a terrible mod.
This is a terrible mod.
Well, it
All the
has.
wrong script.
I found the
80%.
payout button. It's hidden.
What? Oh my god. So beautiful.
Something.
It's so
Oh, I see
beautifully bad.
it. I see it. It's at the top right corner.
Yeah, some part of this mod just broke apparently, and like some buttons disappeared. Is what must have just happened.
Wow.
But you paid out.
I did, and now I have $100. Also, I moved to the right. This is the real reason I didn't issue shares, is I wanted to issue them for the good amount.
Yeah. That's why I didn't issue any green shares.
So, as the question is, do I issue shares now? I know I issue at least one. Although, do I?
Although, do you?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm brain thinky right now.
That's okay. This is a weird game. Like none of us have played anything quite like this except for Lily. So we're all just like what do?
I'm like, how much value is there in holding out as long as possible to issue shares?
I can. My only
'cause I-
experience with an incremental game before this is 1846, and 1846 is an engine builder basically. Like the whole point is to gain momentum. So in that
Yeah,
game,
that's the thing.
you issue everything immediately, and then you buy them up and use them to propel you through the game. I don't think this is 46. I don't know what you do in this game.
So, I mean, I have a
To be
plan.
fair, I don't think you do all the issuing in 46 either, but that's just me.
I've done enough research to know that you're supposed to either par high enough to buy 20% and then issue 20%, or par at 30% and issue 30%, and then you use it to buy privates and trains. It's a whole thing.
Anyway.
So, all right. I basically just need enough to do that. And I'll worry about getting trains later. It's probably wrong, but I'm going to worry about trains later. I think I just issue a single share. And hey, maybe somebody buys it. Who knows?
Oh my god, what is
So
this
I
mod?
get $100 from the bank.
I was just looking at the scripting zones, and they did some
And
stupid
I'm
things. Okay, next up is green. Green. Green will just go ahead and lay whoop-de-whoop this. And then green will not station. Green will run trains. It's how it has a 4H train. So let's run 1, 2,
50.
3.
Oh, shoot. I didn't realize I could run the port.
Yeah.
Does anyone care if I
Nope. Go ahead and fix it.
backtrack and
Go ahead and
fix
fix it.
that? Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm running for 60 is what I'm seeing. No, I'm reading the wrong thing. I'm running for 70. I was looking at the train cost because I'm dumb. Payout? Did I get money?
Yeah, you did, but the company didn't.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Why didn't? What's going on here? Okay. There's what 80% of the company in its treasury, so it needs to get 80% of the 70 run. So it gets $56. All right, that's looking a little better. I was like, what the hell? It doesn't buy trains, obviously. Oh, it moved over because it paid out. I hate this mod. Am I issuing shares? It's worth $100 now. I can become famous and buy followers.
What?
Ban. Twitch bot. If I want to buy another train, I need to issue now. That's what it comes down to. I can issue one and probably make up the difference with a run. I'd feel a lot better if I had the money to buy the share when we get to the stock round. But let's do it anyway. Let's issue one for $100. That is green's turn. So next up will be purple. Purple is going to lay that and fail to run. We will purchase a 6H train for $200 dues. And we will cry because my private closes. Is this really what I want to do? I guess so.
I mean, if you never buy a train, it just forever loses value.
Yeah, I know. Goodbye, private.
Although, wouldn't it have to buy a train now because it has?
Yes, it does need to. I could undo that track lay. But it's fine. I think I'll push ahead with this. And share price is 77. I'm gonna buy back a share at 77. I issued one too many apparently. Yep. This is why it pays to do math, kiddos. Okay. Yellow is up.
Yellow feels so alone over there. No one helping it lay tile or anything.
Yellow's going to take these wonderful privates.
I will accept all of your thanks for breaking us through to green. Any moment now.
Yeah, because I had actually messed up my because I was like, oh look, perfect. I have $200. I can buy a green train, and then buy in my privates. But I wasn't thinking about that. I wanted to lay some track.
Hey, there's still some free track you can lay.
There is, but I need to start working my way to Palermo. And with the
Ooh,
private,
going the
that'll
expensive route.
that'll be 80. Actually, I think I found out that's not what I
So
wanted.
just as a
I wanted
warning,
with this.
this is what this upgrades to. I mean, I guess you can come up this way. It's just an extra tile lay.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's the way I want it to go, straight across. No token. And then I will run for 50.
Just 50?
Yeah, it's just the 20, 20, 10.
We're in green, my man.
Oh shit, yeah. Cool.
So hold up. The mid value gray is on the 8H.
It's on the 8H? Oh, you're right. You're right.
Cool. So it is 50.
You were correct. I was very wrong.
I'm sad. Even though this is what I was expecting, to I'm still sad.
It's because I gave you hope for a moment and then ripped it away.
You know, okay. Actually, this is better than I initially thought because this grows pretty well. You never have to upgrade the tracks. It's just the danger that you get tokened out of Trapani. Although I guess probably not since you laid from Marsala.
All right, and I paid out.
Are you going to loan or issue or redeem any shares?
What's the next one gonna cost me? All right, the next one's free, and then the one after that's only 20. Mm-hmm. Nah, fuck it. Let's go for broke. I'll shoot another. Let's shoot another one.
I like it.
Got some
Actually,
choices been
hold
made.
on. Hold on. Take that back.
Taking it
Put that
back.
back in the company. I need to see if I actually even. Well, laying that track kind of made it.
Oh, what was that on? Oh, that was on a 160. You paid 160 for that?
I paid 80 because I bought my because I have my private.
Good call. Good call.
Yeah. Very nice.
I'm trying to think if do I even need another train the round after next? Probably. Because my 4 is full. But I'm gonna unlock another city or another town. That I'll need another.
Is your 4 full? I mean, you're only crossing 2 hex edges here.
Well, because of how I laid this,
Hmm.
I kind of screwed myself. Because I was laying it more for the long term of wanting
Yeah,
to run.
no. I mean, honestly, this is probably the safer bet because by the time you upgrade this, you probably won't have that private anymore, and you don't want to get tokened out of Trapani. So
Is that better than taking a gentle through here? I guess.
Through where?
he wants to go
Yeah.
straight to the town.
Yeah, because then if I go to the town and then this only cost me 20.
Yeah.
And even if I have to do like a sharp up into here, because yeah, this could be narrow gauge,
Yeah.
but
But that's the issue.
it's
Is
either
it's going
that
to
or
take. So you've got you've got a
That takes
4H,
so long.
so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get into Palermo. So you need a bigger train.
But you're
Yeah,
not
which the
going to get
plan
there
is to
for
get
several turns.
Yeah.
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 Which is like, do I issue it now to get the 6H
Yeah, I don't know.
when
I
or
mean,
I
you've
could
already
issue
got
it.
you've already got 3 in the bank, so having more doesn't
That's true.
necessarily
So yeah,
hurt
it's
you.
gonna
It just
because
gets
it's
you
gonna
deeper in the hole is the only thing.
yeah because it's gonna fall down to 87.
Wait, it falls down?
Yeah, for having
Mm.
shares in there. I mean, I guess if I wait until after next, it would be at 96. So if I wait, I'm getting a good dollar off. Yeah, it's fuck it. I'll get my $95 now.
You don't want your $2?
Maybe I just take it all the way to 50% in the bank. Right?
Go
It's
nuts.
only going down. It's only going down at this point.
Get the money while you can.
Yeah, you know what? I'll try it. So I issued 2 shares at 95. All right. That's it for these.
Okay, so we're on to blue. You're muted, by the way, Lily.
I was talking to myself. Okay, it's really sweet how y'all think I won't make terrible decisions. Because they're way more fun. Alright, so I'm not running. Whee!
Beautiful.
Right where I want it to be. Go ahead and tank it. But I'm going to buy in my private.
So, not that you can't do that, but just going to point out, Emu did buy in SCE. So that is an option if you don't want to
The yellow doesn't
tank
connect.
your value.
The yellow doesn't
Yeah.
connect.
I have to upgrade this
Oh,
to
okay.
green. That's why
Fair
I
enough.
did this.
Fair enough. That's
I have
fine.
a thought process. Okay, I bought that in. Cool. I good.
Okay, that is the operating round. We go to a stock round. Priority deals with Alan.
Okay. Some quick math. That's unfortunate, but I guess at the end of the day, all I've lost is $7. So we're gonna sell that.
Yep.
And I get 52. Yeah. Nope. Wrong one. Nope. Undo. Or just negative. Forgot that's where that button was. Take from the bank. And the real question is, do I buy my bank pool share? I think I probably wait to buy that. Sorry, guys.
That's fine.
I think I just buy one share from my company for 100. And we're going to... Okay. That's it. I guess I should clarify for future turns. Is this sell by sell?
It is sell
or
by.
no? Sell by. Okay.
Good question though. I will buy an Akragas for whatever it's currently worth. 77. Lily?
Where's AIT in? 100? Yeah, I'll do that. Buying in the green.
Oh, wait, why did I buy from the bank pool?
Oh wait, can I buy from? I'm actually gonna buy from the bank pool. So.
Are you sure? I guess if you buy it, you don't want the stock to go down.
Yeah.
I'll stick with what I did. Buy my Akraga. Akragas.
Oh, if that's the case, we should reduce that by 100.
Reduce what by 100?
I accidentally hit that button.
Oh, you hit that? Okay. I was gonna say I didn't do that,
Yeah,
so.
no. I did it.
Makes sense.
I'll dump one of those for $47.
I have adjusted the share price. What would you like to do? Why, yes, you may buy an Akragas.
Oh fuck! I hit the wrong button. Spend 200 to par RCS at 100.
Sounds like a plan. You can have 70 bucks in that company.
He's gonna do it. He's gonna take a loan. I'll admit that I hate that bankrupting isn't an automatic game end, but this is okay.
Oh yeah, I don't think incremental cap really has it's player removal. It's not automatic game end. Generally, from what I've seen.
I think that's true. From what I've seen. So what you got, Alan?
Oh, it's back to me. I pass.
I also pass.
I'm gonna buy one of these.
Guerric, I'm surprised you don't want to buy a blue.
I'm out of money.
Oh, you have $12. Okay.
Emu?
I would like to do nothing.
I'm assuming we go back to Lily.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Lily is now maxed out.
Yep. Everyone pass?
Yep.
Emu?
I have confidence
Yep.
in myself
Pass.
for no reason.
Lily, you pass?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Emu gets
Yeah.
priority deal. End of the stock round. Nothing sold out, right? No. Akragas drops 1. Yellow drops 1. Red drops 1. And then...
Yeah, orange top of the pack.
Well, it's a new company. Of course it is.
Or I guess ATA is also up there.
We go to the operating set. Privates will pay. There we go. And first up is green. Green will be the S tile, I suppose.
It is free.
It is free. And then green will run. It's 4H train. Howdy, Violet Olivia. Let's see, we've got 1, 2. So we could run for 6, 7, 8, 9. Or we can run for... let's see, what was this? 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so 90 is the better one. Doop-a-doop. There we go. Run for 90. Paying out. And it worked this time. Sweet. It moves over. It will buy a train for $200 reduce.
Hey, did we pay privates?
I did, yes.
Okay, cool.
Wait, so there's 4 of the 6 H's? Because there's 2 left.
Let me double check what the rulebook says. Yep, 4 of the 4 H's, 4 of the 6 H's, 3 of the 8 H's, 2 of the 10 H's, 1 12H, 5 of the 16 H's, and 2 of the R6 H's.
Oh, that train limit's just saying how many you can have in a company.
Yes.
That makes more sense. I was like that doesn't look right.
Yeah, no, I get you.
It just lined up that there were 4 H's as well.
Yep.
He was trying to burn all the 4H's with his new company.
Speaking of, your new company is up to bat.
Awesome. It helps if I lay my token on my home.
It's optional. That's not true. It's mandatory.
It's a choice.
We're gonna help the yellow guy out by putting this there.
Feels like the play.
So I guess technically I don't have to buy a train because I don't have a legal route.
You do not have a legal route.
And with $70, I can't really buy a train.
Also true.
Well, so I will fail to run.
You
Fall
most
back to
definitely
90.
will. Would you like to issue shares? I think is the question.
And you know I want to.
What? Why would your behavior up to this point indicate that you would like to issue shares?
This is gonna be a fun game. I can feel it. I like this.
I'm starting to get a feel for it, but I know things are going to go south.
I like this. I feel like every action is just feel bad in its implications.
Yep.
I mean, hey, as long as I keep it on this shelf, I won't go into the close.
I guess that's true. I don't know what the late game implications are though. If your share value's tanked and you can't issue shares to get money.
Well, I'll tell you all one thing. The winner of this game will not be decided by who gets the 5 train, because there are no 5 trains.
10H all the way.
Ah, baby, you're doing all 5? Emu, you're the best, man. This is so good.
Well, he didn't buy a train, so it's gonna be a while before his stock value goes up. Might as well get the most value possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll sell 5 for 90, so that's what, 450?
Yep.
450, yeah. Oh god, he's gonna rush the trains, guys. Buy 2 6Hs. Buy one over into his other company.
All right, well, that is RCS's turn.
Okay. Red is up. What you got, Alan?
Red is gonna buy in SMS at full value, 220. I don't know if that's the right choice or not, but it's what's happening, because, you know. That's a good amount of money. I feel good about that amount of money. Okay. It will then close SMS immediately to place a tile and a token on Palermo.
I love it.
That only cost me 40. This is hilarious. Emu has to pay 130 for his. Feels bad. Feels wrong. I will run a train. I can't run Palermo yet. Soon.
Hashtag soon.
We will work together on this, Emu. We will make it good.
Will we?
Take advantage of all your tile lays. Either way.
That's like making it good, but with all the profit and none of the effort.
So we're gonna pay out $70 for running that little run down there. Pay out. And I move to the right. And let me see here.
I don't know why I did this.
17.
I thought it was a bad idea as I was doing it, and I still did it.
Do I issue shares here or do I wait? 3 of these, 2 of those left. Okay. So Emu will probably rust the 4H.
I wish this board at least used like grayed out versions of the train or something. It's very confusing looking and seeing just like the picture right there, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to do that. Diggity, what you got there before me? Well, I get to do the green because green on green wouldn't make any sense, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna actually, I'm gonna give $41 back for the private purchase. I think. So I'm issuing 2. Oh, shoot.
Oh, son of a bitch. Why would you snap? That's so dumb.
It likes being dumb. Leave it alone.
I made the bank pool bigger, so I'm gonna scoot these up a little bit.
Three in there so far. Do I do one more? What's the worst that happens is I end up taking a loan.
Yeah, and the worst that happens is you go bankrupt, you take a loan, you get back in the game. You keep playing. It's a party.
Yeah, it's like such a mean game, but then it's like, oh, you sucked. Okay, well here you go. You can keep playing with your friends.
Yeah.
So if I just do 1,
It's like the rules are made up and the points don't matter.
Woo!
I like how I just moved all the shares out of the like physical bank pool and Alan just put them back.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I was just spacing things out a bit because I went into the scripting zone and made it large so that we had room. So it wasn't like that stupid 89 mod where you have to have it exactly right. That's the real reason I only want to play Winsomes, is because their mods are better.
Apologize for stalling out here because I feel like my train's gonna get rusted, and I'm trying to figure out the implications of issuing enough shares to purchase one versus just allowing myself to emergency purchase one. Yeah, actually, if I do that, do I send any shares in? I guess I have to, or else I can't afford it, right? If I do that, so I have 97, I have 274. That is enough to buy an 8H train. This feels weird, but I'm not going to issue shares.
Oh no.
Yep. I will live with the consequences. Moving on.
This is madness.
Look, I only got one company. I feel like I can't just run it into the ground.
Yeah, I decided to take 2 and run both of them into the ground.
You're gonna push trains, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's got me quite concerned, but nothing I can do about that.
Well, yellow is up, so what is Lilibeo doing?
We're just gonna continue with some tile lay.
Do you purchase a train?
First I'm gonna run
No, that's not allowed.
for I guess 50 again.
Yep, it doesn't really matter what you do either way.
Hex trains are weird and they hurt my brain. Just because I'm
Feels
too
good.
just because I'm too used to normal trains. Like there's nothing wrong with hex trains inherently. I'm just too used to the normal trains.
Check out all of the green upgrades. Give you gauge track. Oh wait, no, that's not true. Well, that's mostly true.
And then yellow will spend 200 to get a 6 train. And yellow is done.
Okay. Did you pay out?
Yes.
All right, I move you over on the stock chart.
No.
Purple is up. Purple is going to hmm. A teleport is not great for me. I just screwed up the Kragus royally, no matter what. Let's head to Kanikata for $40. No, $10 because it's all narrow. Nice. All right, running trains. I've got a 6H. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so we run the whole thing for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 60. Could be worse.
Could be better.
Could be better.
I'm so glad I changed this.
Says the person with a stock price at 41.
I paid out, so it moves over. I cannot buy a train, so I will not buy a train. What's my money look like? God, I have no money. Let's redeem a share at 78. Because I don't know what I'm doing. Okay.
Welcome to the club.
Blue is up.
Glad there was one more of those for me. Yeah.
Is that the last one or something?
There's any more in the pile, so yes.
Oh, Emu ate up 2 of them, and we ate up 1 here. Oh, that would have been interesting.
Cool. All right. So then my train will run for 80. Doop. I'm going to pay out. Come on, button. Where are you? There you are. I found it. All right, and then I will. That moves this track here. I'm not buying a train because I don't got the money to, and that's my thing.
Okay. That was our first operating round. We do it again. Starting with green, apparently. Well, gosh. We have a 4 and a 6. Dear Lord, what am I doing? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay. So got 49 bucks in the company. This is perfect. Let's upgrade Ragusa. Dear God, I have no clue what to upgrade it to. Let's see. Nope, that's not legal. What's even legal? Not that. That's legal. Doesn't feel very good. Guess I could do a K. Doesn't feel very good either. God, I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. Is there an inversion of this? No. God, I hate laying this track. I don't know how to lay this shit. Towns upgrade? That's so weird. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's lay nope, that's backwards. Almost. That. Yep, we'll lay that. It's 40. I spend 40. I run trains. I run for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 22, I think is what it was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That sounds like too many. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. I run for 21 is what it is. I was adding an extra stop I couldn't do. I will pay out. And
managed to get so much cash in this company.
it's got 70%, I think, in its treasury. And I just ran for 21. I think that'll be it. Maybe. You know what? I'll issue a share. For 123. Yep. All right. Green is done. Red is up.
Red will play this guy. And then I think I just run for 80. Wait.
Yeah, I think 80 is the best you got.
Oh. Right. And I think that's all I do. And I regret not issuing a share. Oh well.
You just ended the turn. It's
I'll be
okay.
right back.
Yellow's up.
Yeah, I'm sad. I wanted it to be the other way. Well, the 4 trains are safe until the next operating round.
Sad.
Because I wanted to be
Yay.
orange first, so orange could buy over and put
Gotcha.
more money there. Yeah, because my plan was with orange to buy the 4 over, buy a 6,
Yep.
and then give enough for green or for yellow to buy the 8. Yellow will spend 20 to place this town. And then yellow will run for 18, I think. 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Checks out to me. Very nice. You paid out?
Yeah, and I can't even buy the I can't even buy the 6H. So sad.
Just shy.
All right. I will. You can only emergency buy one train, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Yellow is done.
Okay, we're on to orange.
Yay. Orange will. I don't think orange lays any track.
Not even Termini Imeresi?
Well, I can't run, so I don't know if laying that. I mean, I guess I don't know what it helps Alan with, because he'll just lay it for free.
Yeah, I don't know what your long-term plan is.
Wait. We're supposed to have long-term plans?
I don't, but yeah, I assumed other
I don't
people
think
did.
anyone does.
This
All
game
right,
is melting
well-
my brain, man.
I guess I'll do the thing. Buy this.
Thing.
Buy this over for 200. Sorry. Orange did not run.
Oh, yeah, I got the price. You keep doing your thing.
And then I will buy this 4 train from. I don't know who's gonna be. It's got to be yellow's got to be running better. They're both equally bad, I guess. I don't know if they're each gonna have 2 good runs.
I mean, if you lay Termini Imeresi or someone does, then orange can double hit the P.
That is true.
At the same time, you have to count on nobody else buying the 8 first. Who could do that? Green, red, or yellow, it looks like. Yellow wouldn't do it. Green.
Well, so yellow would buy the 8 in this instance, and then yes, there's only 2. There's only 3 8s.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm back.
Emu's running. Deciding how to shuffle trains.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Really be a way to make this pointer bigger.
Which pointer?
With the draw tool.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Y'all know you could just make a box, right?
Did. That's how it's
Okay.
so perfect. and
That's
square.
fair.
Also, I don't appreciate your
How
blue.
are we getting there? I'm getting there, God.
Did you just say you don't appreciate her art?
Said I don't appreciate her blue.
Blue is art? Everything is art.
Oh,
Worth it.
I think I'm gonna just keep the money how it is
Uncle Dokle.
right now. Might be dumb, but that's what I'll do.
Okay, next up is Poiple. Poiple will, let's see. It's got $60. It's a tragedy. Trageder. Oh, that should have a 40 on it. Because everything costs some money in this game. I think what I'll do is what's the one I want to do? I think the one I'm looking for doesn't exist.
there's so few cities in this game, actually.
There are. It's weird. All right, paying 40 to delay that. All right, and then we'll run a train. We'll go 20, 30, 50, 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So we're running what we ran before. We pay out. Cool. Money went to the right places. Adjusted share price. And we'll issue a share at 87. Okay. Purple is done. Blue's up.
All right. Dupe. Just gonna keep doing the things.
Joking it.
Where's the button? I really hate it. There we go. I found it. Okay. That's it for me.
Okay. That is the set. We are into a stock round. Priority deals with Emu, otherwise known as Squeemu.
I guess I could buy a share of blue. That's all I can afford.
Something tells
So
me
I
we did
think-
not play this game efficiently because we're not making money.
So I'm gonna pass.
I mean, you're making money.
That's true. I'm making some money.
I have no idea how in the heck you managed to afford this. To get a 4 and a 6, and you still somehow have $279 in the bank. That's,
Yeah, how did I manage that?
I mean,
I
having
know.
all that stuff.
I mean, I've been making before he got the 6 train. His revenues were not any better than mine.
No, I had one run at 90 when you were still at 50 or whatever.
70. So you got an extra $20.
No, when I laid the S, that immediately let me run to the port over here for 90.
No, what I'm saying is like the worst run that I've had the whole game is a 70. Is my point. But I mean, I think it might just be that you.
The red's running at 50.
No, I'm running at 70. Well, now I'm running at 80.
Got it. You just never
20,
adjusted this?
40. Oh, yeah. No, sorry.
And it's also is scripted wrong, so it doesn't move that when you pay the price. Smart as dumb.
No idea how in the hell you afforded this. Did you buy a train over at some point?
Oh, Lily bought a share. That put some money into the company.
No, but I bought it from the market.
Oh, well, I issued shares.
We've issued the same quantity of shares, that's what I'm saying. Whatever, I'm gonna stop complaining and just play the game. So it's my turn. I just buy a share of Garibaldi for 117.
Um, one was 2, just shy.
I know why. You bought your private into purple, didn't you?
No, I couldn't. It closed as soon as I bought a train, remember?
Oh, yeah. Well, either way, that explains why you have so much more money than me. Is because I bought my private into my company.
Yeah, I did not do that. Because I couldn't.
I think this might be the best private in the game.
I think we're just bad at the game.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, letting you get this for 150 was a terrible decision. Because that was like immediate value that you had before any of us could have done anything.
I'm gonna go ahead and sell in a Kragus for 87. And then I'm going to buy the Archimedes share from the bank pool for 123. I was sitting here like I had a plan and I couldn't remember what it was. And I finally figured it out.
I know the feeling.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
Should we let you elaborate on that or should we let Lily take her turn? I don't know which is more
No, she
interesting.
can take her turn. You're good. Just continue.
I'm just trying to remember what my plan was, so give me a second. Don't elaborate on why you're an idiot.
Well, Alan, tell the class why you're an idiot.
It may not matter. It doesn't matter. I can't earn enough money. Damn it.
Alright.
I overpaid for my private is essentially like
I'm gonna buy one of these.
my company growth is going to be stunted to an extent that I will lose money privately because I can't get trains at the times that I need to do it.
Gotcha.
Alright.
Emu? Passing?
Yep, passing.
What you got, Alan?
What I got is that I want someone else to buy this share out of the bank pool so that I don't feel like an idiot. 262. If I run for 11, and there's 50%, so it's gonna get $55. Ooh. To 317, which is not 350. So the only solution is to buy this one instead. Okay.
I am on pass until somebody changes prices a bunch or something because I can't afford anything. Oh, I can afford a blue. Oh, heck yeah, I'll buy a blue. I want money. That's 54. Yeah, boy. I don't know why I started saying that recently. I need to stop. It's obnoxious. All right, Lily's up.
Buy another one of these.
Wow. I cannot believe that happened.
What?
That you bought those. That's mind-blowing to me.
Actually, maybe I won't buy the second one.
Like, they make money,
Yeah.
so, like, I get it. I just... And like, buying it will preserve the stock price because it's going to drop if you don't. I just figured it was going to drop, which is why I had to sell it to buy the green.
Yeah, I think I'll do it. I'm just... Yeah,
Money's money.
figure it out. Money is money.
Even if it helps Guerric.
I want to hop
Even
on
if it
this.
helps Guerric.
I want to hop on the buy blue.
Ooh. Ooh.
How much blue was bought this round? Because it needs to put money into the company.
I bought one
I
and
have
Emu
2
bought one.
shares. Yeah.
Okay. 2 shares.
I-
108.
54.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That That would feel really good.
I mean, hey, if you give me $112, I'll buy this red.
Well, I think I gotta take the opportunity, so I'll sell a red for 117. Take, and then how much is it? 54. Gosh. I don't know if this eventually pays out. What's the cert limit in this game?
Oh, that's a great question. Something like 11, as I recall. Let me double check.
Well, at the end of the day, one cert is better than two, or two certs is always better than one cert, just because of the way they pay out.
Hey, it's 11 exactly.
Yeah, that feels important. So send to bank, and I will buy this, and a lot of money to Lily's coffers. Suddenly Lily can do stuff, which is mostly just going to be replacing her 4 train when it rusts.
My go then?
Yeah. Gosh, if only I had $2 more, I'd buy a purple.
This game is weird, man. I'll pass. Lily?
I pass.
Pass.
Seriously, there's no blue left. Maybe parring low is the strategy, because then all your money. Well, no, but
You gotta par high to get money.
yeah, you've got no end game. That's the thing. I will pass because there's nothing I can do.
Okay, you were the last person to take an action, so priority deal goes to me. End of the stock round, blue will rise up 1, orange will fall 1, red will fall 1, and yellow will fall 1. Okay, we go into the operating round set, privates pay. And then first up is green. Green will... how much money does green have? 279. I don't know that green wants to lay anything. Oh, sure. We'll lay this. It's free. It's free real estate. Okay. Green will run trains for whatever it ran before, 21. 20. This scripting is terrible. I hate it. It will pay out. And it will buy an 8H train for $350.
Bye-bye 4s.
Damn it.
How
How did it get up that? How?
Because it ran
it's
for.
because you bought one. That's why.
I issued one and stole one out of the bank pool is what I did, and it's running for 21, so it's still got a ton into its treasury. That's green done. So next up will be yellow.
Yellow, you say?
Yellow, I say.
Yellow is going to eat this check, upgrade it for free. Oh, actually, do I want to? Is there even anything I can upgrade it to?
I mean, it doesn't go up in value.
Doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't really give you anything to do that.
You could keep working down the coast toward Castelvetrano.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it eventually gives me a bonus when I get to the Browns.
Oh, it does go up to 20. I didn't even realize that. Oh, how silly.
Yeah, because there's not really anything else for me to. There's nothing that gets me money like right now. So I guess I'll lay that for free. And then I will run for 9, 10, 11, 14, 17.
36, 7, 8. Yeah, I see 17. That's a kick-ass run, man.
Which is wait, I don't. Yeah, I guess I. Cause yeah, that makes sense. Cause yeah, it goes up by
20.
20, but I'm missing cause last time I double hit this.
Yep.
Okay. So I'll fall back to 17. And we will pay out.
I will move you over.
Oh my gosh.
And that'll be all.
All she wrote.
Yep.
Okay, red is up.
That is in an awkward place. I don't know if I recover from this or not. I think that's all that red does.
So next up will be RCS, orange.
Yeah, I need it. This one's gonna require some thinking.
Thinking about crossing mountains?
Yeah, I'm thinking of upgrading this one and then
Mm.
tokening Trapani
Ooh, interesting.
with RCS.
I like
You
it.
don't need to token it.
Well, I'm scared that if I upgrade this, then AFG just tokens it.
AFG's got better ideas for its token.
Yeah.
It's up to you
I
though.
mean-
I mean, it's $130 for you to token the thing. I'm just trying to save you some cash.
Wait,
I can
no.
cut.
No.
No.
Tokens are paid for already, remember?
Tokens are all free. They're already paid for.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they all started with the negative amounts. And why the cost is underneath all of them. All of them.
I charged myself $40 for that token.
Take $40 back.
the overall game implications, though.
I know. I'm sorry. However, Emu would have to pay 160 to upgrade this.
Yeah.
That's an issue.
What I was thinking about doing was upgrading it with yellow, but I was scared that AFG would, because AFG ran it. Well, no, yeah, because they still get the same
I
crap.
still don't see what value I really gain from tokening Trapani, other than blocking you out. Like, oh no,
Yeah.
you lost $20 of revenue. Or I guess 30 at this point. Late game, I probably save my token. I can't see spending my last token just to block you from $30 of revenue.
I don't know. I'm just overly paranoid.
I mean, that's fair, I guess. But I keep my non-binding deals.
But I also don't want to. I mean, I don't want to spend 160 to do it, or even
You
80, honestly.
And $160 just to increase your revenue a little bit is a lot.
I mean, just think that money could be spent on trains.
It could be spent on trains.
Let me see here. You've got only one train in yellow, but it's got a lot of cash. I mean, if yellow ever got a second train, being able to loop would be really valuable.
Yeah, like I've honestly kind of just thought about like what does yellow gain from just tokening Trapani itself?
Probably nothing.
But like I mean, I guess where else is it gonna token?
It's a good
Because I'm
point.
not gonna come all the way down here.
What? Why not?
I mean, obviously this would have been the dream.
Yeah. But somebody.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure what I did happens in every game.
Yeah, no, I mean, I mean, this is the best city in the game, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And the fact that you were building directly to it, I mean, that just was going to happen. I mean, the other option is just continue building down the coast with me to get to Messina. That's my plan. Between the two of us, we can make it happen pretty quick.
Maybe. All right, sorry, RCS got to do something. So if I don't land any track, I'm running for 1, 10, 11, 12, 14. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. 14. Which would give me enough to buy an 8.
So you're skipping lay track?
Yeah, I think I will.
All right. Go to Messina by myself.
Yep, and I'll run for 14.
This mod is terrible.
All right, I'll pay out. And of course, it didn't give me what I needed for my thing. So I'll add 42.
Wow, it really didn't get you what you needed?
Well,
Oh, it
it
didn't
didn't
pay.
deal.
Of
Yeah.
course it didn't.
It should have been $42. Yeah, 30 of.
Buying a train?
Yes.
Heck yeah, baby. You know you want to.
350.
Trains are made to be bought. Oh no, that's too much.
jeez. Now, do I buy the 6 over for $12?
Are you trying to go bankrupt?
Well, I'm not. No, that's crazy. I'll stick with this.
All right.
Sorry, I got distracted trying to make a red box.
Yep, yellow or whatever it is, orange is done.
All right, which company is operating now? Purple? All right, I can take my turn. We're going to pay $80 to lay that.
Ooh.
Coming for you. We're going to run our 6H train for 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so we're just going to run the same thing we've been running, except I think plus 10 now because we're in the new phase. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, baby. Going up in the world. Paying out. It moves over. Don't buy trains.
Poor Caltanacetta.
Yeah, poor Caltanacetta. Oh, thank you.
Oh, it's an 80, not a 160. All right, Lily.
1 second, I'm doing math.
Oh.
Ugh.
Gonna issue some shares.
I was doing math. It doesn't work out yet. So no issues. Lily's up.
I mean, I got lots of
Okey-dokey,
issues.
Lil.
Yeah, don't worry, I got issues. It's my company that does it.
Ugh.
And then I'm gonna do the plus 20 on this port. To close this, but I don't know. Is there a token for that?
I was wondering that if it was gonna like show up somewhere. It didn't.
Eh,
Eh. This just goes here now.
sounds good.
Yep. Yeah, I checked the bag. It's not in the bag. I don't know what.
Yeah. I'm also gonna put out one of my stations on AM to make sure I can keep that up for funsies. I don't have a train, so I fall back. Man, I was just starting to do things again.
You're not allowed to play the game.
Train.
Oh, you have to fundraise a permanent. Oh no.
Yeah, I do. Hey.
Oh no, this is terrible.
All right.
Oh, I 100% need to have issued. Oh no.
Okay, so I need to raise.
Oh, why didn't I issue? I didn't see this.
173.
Oh my god, there's only 112. What?
What? I guess that's true. That sounds right, actually.
Oh god. Are the
Yeah, there's only one.
are the 8s about to get rusted? What the hell?
Okay, so 6s are about to get rusted.
Fuck. Why didn't I issue? Why didn't I see that Lily was out of trains?
So I'm gonna
Season
drop
1.
those 2.
Oh,
Two.
no.
I believe that puts me $5 short. If my math is correct, and it is, which is unfortunate. I don't particularly want to drop my own shares, but I also don't want to go to BCA. So I'm going to go to BCA.
Okay, I might be safe. There's only 2 companies other than Lily that are forced buying a train right now.
So 6 H's are gone?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, no.
1, 2.
Okay, and I get a 10 train. It
Hey.
also closes private companies, I believe.
Yes.
Which is
No,
why I
yes.
was really lucky being able to put that port out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it closes them. Let me check.
Yeah, double check that, but...
I think I'm safe.
Emu, which of us goes
safe
bankrupt
from the train
first?
rush.
No, private
Is that
companies
the
are
end of
not
your turn,
closed.
Lily?
Hmm?
Is that the end of your
my
turn?
turn.
Private,
Yes, you
Is
can't.
indeed.
You cannot issue shares, so.
private companies are actually closed in the 12H phase, so not yet.
Oh, okay. Not yet.
Oh, it's coming.
It's coming. All right. Looks like you flipped the stuff, so we're on to the next operating round. And privates pay. Did anyone hit the privates pay button yet?
I didn't.
Nope. Oh, Lily. The earthquake. Your token.
Oh, yeah. I guess she's fine with it. Okay. First up is green.
I would look at green having an 8H.
Ain't I a stinker?
Green is proving to be a stupidly powerful company in this game.
Let's lay that. And what the hell? We may as well token it. I don't think we're gonna get anything better. Actually, that may not be true. Let me think. What would it let me run? I have an 8. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that 2 stops up in that top corner? That's awful. 1,
But it
1, 2,
but it
3,
gets you to the
5,
90
6.
at Calabria.
Yeah,
But not yet.
not yet. One. That'd be 9, 10, 11, 16. 1, 2, 3.
This deserves a second play.
It does. 6, 7, 8.
I need to know what I'm doing.
Yeah, there's no way I run better than that. So if I token there, I think I run for 26.
Jesus.
Let me double check that math. 7, 16, 17, 18, 19. Nope, that's adding up to 24. 7. What does S upgrade to? 30? Pff, terrible. 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay. 24. We pay out. And we'll buy this share back at 130. Maybe we won't. Maybe we're going into stock round. We only need to buy 2 trains. Yeah. I think this is the play. All right. Green is done, so yellow is up.
All right, yellow is gonna lay some track. Spend $80. Cause who cares about money?
Oh no. Are you
when I'm about to have to emergency buy?
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I guess you need to do that while it still only costs you 80.
Yep. Send that to the bank. Alrighty. And then we will fail to run. Because we don't got no trains. And we will buy this 8 train.
Oh boy.
Oh dear. Shenanigans.
For not that much. Holy shit. Oh my gosh.
Just FYI, RCS is the next to run.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna bankrupt on I'm gonna bankrupt on one of them. Might as well prolong it.
Really? Better to prolong than to just take it? I don't know.
I think I would rather have RCS with the better train.
I guess I get that.
With the better train.
Well, then why not give some cash over?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm buying this 8H for $195.
Oh, okay.
All right, and yellow is done.
And then RCS is up.
RCS will I don't even know if RCS does anything. Do I help out, Alan?
Do you? I don't know.
I don't know. And I could upgrade Palermo,
You could.
but I feel like that's bad. I am going to upgrade this town to get those $20.
I mean, that's inadvertently helping me. Oh, can you? Oh, that's a legal spot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the same that it was. All
I was
right.
just getting confused because most of this tile is water.
Oh yeah. Alrighty. I will fail to run.
Why the hell does that tile even exist?
That hex?
I don't know.
That hex exists solely so you can do this.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, you can also lay a sharp in there if you really want to, but it's primarily so you can do this.
But I have no idea why you would do that, like, because this is so much better.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will spend 207 from my company. Well, so I mean, I guess I lose this share.
And it
I
gets
have to sell
you
that.
$54.
Yep. So I have 131 plus 207.
And then you can't sell anything else, can you? No.
Thank
Nope.
God this train rush happened at such a weird time.
All right, so you go bankrupt. Let's look up the rules for bankruptcy. Doop-a-doop-a-boop. If the president is unable to raise enough money, they sell all of the stock they are able to, and then place all of the money in the corporation's treasury. The corporation is then closed. See Section 11. At this point, if the president has no stock left, they can either leave the game or take a $500 loan from the bank. Oh, okay, so the company just closes, it looks like, because you have stock left.
Oh well, that's not what I want.
Yeah, you don't get a loan. You get jack shit.
Oh man. Oh emu. Oh God.
Yeah, you're going to be left with your 20% president cert and $0. This company will close. You'll lose the president cert for it, and we'll remove this guy's tokens from the map.
Wow.
Would you like to switch companies? Because I think RCS is your better company to keep.
I don't know that it actually makes that much difference.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Because
That's
once
true,
this
'cause
token comes off,
well, so that token comes off. This is Guerric's next tile lay.
With a
Yeah,
company
that's
that's
true.
probably about to close.
Well,
Because I didn't issue shares when I needed to.
so this is it. This is why you probably shouldn't have rush opened 2 companies in this game.
I would be fine if I just issued on that turn where I was doing the math, and I didn't issue because I didn't have enough to actually buy the train. But if I'd issued with my personal money and like selling the share or two that I'm gonna have to sell, I would actually have enough. Oh, maybe not for the 12H. Oh, probably not for the 12H.
All right, so isn't there something like it doesn't go away permanently? It's just
No.
like...
So what happens is it's doop doop boop boop.
Oh, actually, does that mean its token spot is reserved?
Remove it from the game along with its tokens. Trains, stock, and private companies. The shareholders receive no compensation, and the treasury is returned to the bank. So send that 207 back to the bank. You took the token. All of its shares go back to the company. And then it goes... yeah, its spot is reserved as if it had not been started yet. And it's now available to reopen in the stock round.
Ooh.
But then you have to buy a train.
so I guess by reserved doesn't mean I can't go through it.
No, you can go through it. It's just whenever you can't lay a
No one
station
can- I
token
can't
there.
token it.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Oh, that comes
I don't.
off of there.
Yeah.
Oof. Oof. Thank you.
Oh, and you should have
Thank
$0.
you, 8H train. This 8H train is saving my ass.
All right.
So you only get the loan when you're completely out of the game.
Apparently, yeah.
That would have been good to know.
I apologize.
I probably would have played that a little differently because I was like, okay, I'll just get the $500 loan, and still have the 2 companies, then it'll be great.
Okay, so next up is red.
All right. Well, red is just gonna upgrade Palermo. Yep.
I feel like Palermo should be a 3.
I think it's probably very intentional that it's not. because this game hates us.
Yeah. I mean, it's just worth so much to only
It's
be
worth
a two
so much. I know. I mean,
All right.
you can run up to it, but the cities are all so far away.
Gosh, do I token? I mean, I guess there's. So, question: If no, I think I probably should because these grow so much. I probably wouldn't if Palermo were still blocked, but there are other folks who will have access to it soon, and someone's gonna take it.
I mean, S opens up another spot, so you could run. Like if Palermo gets opened up, you could run this way, and then also run up here.
I could. It's just this double 40. I guess being able to get to the 90. The problem is the number of hexes. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 to get to the C. So only if I got a 16H in the company, which somehow feels unlikely. Uh, oh, no. For right now, I think it is the best choice. No, I'm not going to do that. I am going to say I told you I wouldn't, and I'm going to hold to that. Because non-binding promises matter. So I will run for 130, 140, 160, 220.
You're still doing the 30 and 30, right? On these
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah. Payout. All right, and
I guess that's
will
fair not.
Did
Just
you?
like
How much did you run for?
22.
Did you not hit this port?
Oh, I always forget about the port. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I can do that. So we'll just adjust to add an additional 10. Thank you.
Yep.
But I guess that's why they're not color coded like normal 18xx. Because
All right, I
Oh,
will
true.
redeem a
the
share.
highest value doesn't happen when the first
Yeah,
round
you're
gets
right. You're right.
So I go up to 93, so I need to spend 93 to redeem that share. Okay.
Okay. Time for purple.
Purple time.
Purple time. Purple will go ahead and lay this. Because why not? Give me a
'Cause
reason.
why not?
And then you know what purple's gonna do? Purple's gonna lay a station token up here.
Woo! Spicy.
I have to raise $550.
I suppose I should have mathed out if you could afford this before I chose not to token.
I cannot afford it. The question is, do I buy the train over, issue all my shares, and maybe afford it next round by taking a terrible OR where just both my companies drop? You know what I mean?
Is that better?
I don't know.
I mean, you'd be tanking your other company, which is notably the best company in the game.
I know.
I think you should probably just take your lump.
I agree too, but I'm just doing the math real quick just to see. I think it would be doable if Lily had not dumped, or Emu, whoever it was, dumped 2 of my shares. So if I'd issued back when I should have, basically. God, the problem is,
Damn. Lily, you're sitting pretty with 6 shares in your company and a 10H.
Yep.
Too
Was my
bad
plan.
Messina's probably... Well, I guess it might not.
All I need is the 10. The 10 is the perfect train for me.
the problem with letting the company close is I end up with $0, and I'm down to just the president's cert of my Archimedes. Going into a stock round, that's pretty terrible.
Purple token is so rude.
It's not going to stay there.
Well, you're trying to devise a way to make it stay there.
Yeah, but I doubt it'll happen. God, I wish I'd just issued shares. This game is so mean that it doesn't let you issue shares before buying trains. I love it. It is lovely, Emu. It is lovely. So what if I do this? Nope, that doesn't work. I just feel like I'm going to get fucked if I go into this stock round with no money and with my company vulnerable.
Become an investor. I don't know. I don't know that anyone has enough money to steal it
I
at
think
145 per
uh,
share.
I don't know how much Lily's about to make, but I think you or Lily could make it by selling down.
I think I'm seeing where liability in companies is not
Yeah.
a great idea.
Yeah, I don't know that you actually would. And like that's
I can't speak for Lily. I would be unlikely to tank my company to take such a risky investment. Lily's company's already pretty low value, but it actually still has a lot further to fall.
Yeah, I agree, Emu. You know my pain.
Actually, yeah, playing in a super cutthroat way, if there's a company that was gonna get stolen, it's probably Emu's. Just because his stock price is so much lower.
That's true.
What's happening?
I am debating whether to let Agracus close or whether to like death spiral to try and like pull a survival out of my ass.
Well, either way, this has been an interesting experience, and it is 1:35 a.m.
Yeah, I figure we call it for the night after this operating round.
Agreed, Emu. I want to play this again.
For sure. I know it's
Next week.
supposed to be
Will we have to do
relatively
part two?
short. Once we could always do it in part 2 or just play it again. I'm good with either. All right, let's
I
sell my shit down.
don't feel strongly. I feel
I mean,
like
I'm
there is.
honestly good plan it out.
Yeah, I suppose. I could see starting over now that we kind of have grokked some of the nuances, but
Yeah, I'm really happy either way. Like I mean, y'all know me by now. You know I'm fine to just like call games, end games, whatever. Like I'm just happy making decisions.
yeah, this is easily as cutthroat as any of the Winsomes.
I'd say this is more brutal. Like the game actively dislikes you more. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, and I had a party deal too. Oh, that hurts. Anyway, that is purple done, so blue is up. We can always decide off stream too. We don't have to decide like right now. But Lily can take her turn and we can close out the operating round.
Alright. Where's the stupid thing I want?
Are you really taking it up to brown?
Yes?
Okay.
Because then I run for 350.
It's just interesting because it's, going to disappear soon.
That said, if we were gonna call it, I would be happy to call it in favor of Lily as the winner. Cause damn.
Well, let's see how much money she has after running, and then we can call it.
I run for 350.
I know you run for 350. I just want to see how large your coffers are.
That's fair. Why does it say 360?
Because it's
though?
stupid.
I don't like that.
Just fix it.
I'm so glad I have this 20% cert.
Crewmeister, I think this is less of a free fall than 57, but 57 I think 57's like individual decisions are less agonizing because you're still doing 30 things. Like you're still running companies for money and like getting free money from capitalizing. This game, it's like there's no free money.
So you can't really invest in anyone else's company, which means your functionality is completely tied to how good your company is.
Mm-hmm.
Which means you can't run your company into the ground, which makes your individual options a lot slimmer.
Yeah. It's I know Tom Lehman intentionally designed 46 to be an incremental cap game in order to make investing meaningful, I think is how he phrased it. Across investing meaningful, I should say. Because his argument is that in 30 games, it's just a case of buying your own shares to float the company and then buying whatever is running well to make money, and everyone's just profiting off each other. Whereas in incremental cap games, you are, in a sense, damaging the company by buying the shares because you're removing their ability to issue them or for them to pay to the treasury or just increment in value and things like that. I don't know that I entirely buy it, but I see what he's talking about.
Yeah. I mean, I was significantly considering just sitting at 40% of my company for the rest of the game and buying other people's shares just to divest a little bit.
I think it's probably a good move.
Because I feel like at 40%, my presidency is relatively safe.
Yeah.
And my company can just continue accruing cash and I can keep up with the Rust schedule. Well, in theory.
I think this game is basically what I want 46 to be. It's got a similar like arc of running your companies well, but it's a lot meaner and it's a lot trickier.
The more interesting thing is the 3D stock market. The 3D stock market in an incremental cap game is a very interesting choice.
That's a good point. You've been talking a lot about wanting a 2D stock market in an incremental cap game, and we finally played it.
I thoroughly enjoy it more because you can actually, your decisions in the SR are actually decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I was. It's interesting too, because like I feel like I was playing everything super close to the chest, trying to keep my company from being trash. And I did okay. I got an 8H train, but like before that train rush happened, I was not in a good position.
Yeah. And I thought Lily was in a bad position before the train rush, and then, she came out of it great.
Yeah, definitely.
Although it also helped that this path up here was able to open up and she could start running for insane value.
Yeah, actually,
this path opening up only added 70 to my route.
No, I mean up here.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
was my decision the whole game. Like I knew I was going for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably should have just not gotten the $40 and just held on to SCE for longer to stop
Yeah. Yeah.
this from being allowed.
I forgot that was what was blocking that. That's a good point.
Yeah, because I mean, like my plan in the very beginning was to, and the reason I passed was because I was hoping that Lily, which is what I think she wanted, was to take the green company, and then I was gonna take the blue, because I had the one that opened this up.
I wonder if there is an argument to be made for actually opening AFG up in Messina just to get into this area. Because, yeah, the end game here is super good. And yeah, you lose it at the earthquake, but you probably just float down here and token C. Because you can token C at the green.
Yeah, and then once the earth, like, if it goes to the point where the earthquake happens, you just, I mean, what, it's 2 token lays to get it back up to, or 3, I guess, to get it.
2 track
Oh,
lays.
yeah, if you
2, yeah, to get it back up to brown, and then you're running fine again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I like that better than what I did, because like the token teleport was fine and Palermo runs fine, but the problem is nothing around Palermo is good.
Yeah.
So it's entirely just dependent on that one location. It's like you want to be able to run 2 trains out of it, but dear God, the cost of getting 2 trains in a company is ridiculous.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like-
I'm interested to see like if what is this, RCS is one of like the early companies to get
Oof.
out, where you could have like 2 4s.
Well, you got to
that are
remember
running.
the companies come out in a random order every game. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah, so I'm interested to see
Yeah.
one, like a game that RCS is like towards the top.
Yeah.
I feel like RCS feels bad as a starter company because it's 2 tiles to get to any connections other than the port. And so your
Yeah.
first run, you're running for 70, despite the fact that all your tokens cost you a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah.
Like I think RCS is possibly like a red herring company, actually.
Yeah, I'd probably rather just be like any other company and teleport there or something.
Yeah.
And like even then, you
Yeah,
run
I
into the
like-
same issues you mentioned.
I think another really weird thing about this game was the fact that the president share was tied to a company that's really landlocked and dead.
Oh, you mean how the BNO basically was stuck to whatever that is, purple?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, purple
That's
feels
okay.
bad.
Purple feels bad.
Purple is not great, and like this is not my first time playing 49. And there's been a couple games where I will actively just choose to be an investor over parring that company.
Yeah.
Because I hate
Wow.
it so much. I hate it so much.
I see it. Like it's dog shit.
Yeah, and this RSA, I've said it a couple times, I think it is super undervalued. I think buying that at 150, getting $75 of value off the bat. Like it doesn't even matter if that you're not able to sell it in. It's ridiculous how much value you get off of that.
And the reality is, I almost sold it in. Like, if I juggled things a little differently and y'all had pushed trains slightly more, I would have been able to buy it with my one company and then buy a train with the other one or something like that.
Yeah, I could easily see this going for 230, 240 and still being worth it.
Yeah.
Because you're like, who cares? You get a company. But anyways.
This is a really interesting game.
Very excited to play it again.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked the half price terrain private. I felt better about driving it up to 90.
Yeah, I think Lilibeo doesn't feel super great without that, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean having to lay, I mean that would be 200 worth
I mean, I guess
to get to Palermo.
maybe that's when you come down through Castelvoltrano and maybe then duck up into
Yeah.
Palermo, or stick the road and keep going to Schiaccia down to here. Probably not that one though.
Yeah. Yeah, I just feel like Palermo is too good to not rush.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Lilibeo gets the most value out of Palermo. I feel like they get more out of it than RCS gets.
It's really weird wanting to hit towns. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know about you guys.
It's a hex
Chicken
train.
mindset.
Yeah, it's the hex trains, but like this whole game, I had to keep trying to like rejigger my thinking to be like, okay, no, you want to be hitting the towns. You're not trying to like go around them. It's weird.
I kept thinking like, well, I guess in the end I'd want to like connect through here, down and around over to S or something like that. But like, at what point do I actually get a train that can function around that? Anyways, I'm fine to continue. I'm fine to stop since we kind of have 2 players who are just kind of out of the game.
Yeah, no, I'm totally fine calling
I
it.
think we can stop.
Either way, we'll probably play this again next week, it sounds like. So I'll shut down the stream. Thank you for watching. We will do this again next week, obviously. I just said that. We have John Company 2nd Edition tomorrow. We have, I think, Maria on Saturday. And then maybe something between then. I don't think we've decided yet. But anyway, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.